My name is Erika Holmes, and I do community outreach and environmental education for the Washington State Department of Ecology's Nuclear Waste Program. The Department of Ecology's overall mission for the Hanford nuclear site is protecting people and the environment from the dangers of mixed radioactive and chemical waste. We do this by regulating the Hanford cleanup and also by regulating the commercial low-level radioactive waste disposal facilities that are located at Hanford, and we also regulate the mixed waste at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. So our main role within the tri-party agreement is to regulate Hanford cleanup through our dangerous waste permit for the Hanford site. The EPA has delegated RCRA authority to the Department of Ecology, and our main focus is mixed waste. So that's waste that's both chemical and radioactive. Throughout the plutonium production era at the Hanford site, multiple different kinds of waste were created. 450 billion gallons of liquid waste were disposed to the ground. In 1995, the Department of Ecology negotiated an agreement to stop that type of discharge to the ground. Another one of the wastes that's extremely important to get cleaned up are the 56 million gallons of high-level nuclear waste that's contained in 177 underground storage tanks. And throughout the history of discharging to these disposal tanks, 67 of them leaked 1 million gallons to the surrounding soil. In 1999, we negotiated an agreement to have all of the free liquids pumped from the single shell tanks and into newer double shell tanks. So that was an important step in containing this waste. However, the final plan for this waste is to have it vitrified at the $12.3 billion waste treatment and immobilization plant that's currently under construction. And the Department of Ecology regulates the construction of the waste treatment plant through our dangerous waste permit, and we also oversee the construction of that site. We determine environmental standards by enforcing a number of different state and federal environmental laws. Some of these include the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, or RCRA, the Comprehensive Environmental Response, Compensation, and Liability Act, or CERCLA, the Washington Administrative Code, or WAC, and the Model Toxics Control Act, or MOTCA. One of the main goals for the Department of Ecology is protecting the Columbia River and the groundwater that flows into it. Approximately 72 square miles of groundwater beneath the Hanford site are contaminated above drinking water levels. It's important to note that no one drinks this water, but it does interchange with the Columbia River. However, the Columbia River is so large that no contamination can be detected in the river. But the Columbia River is a huge resource for the Northwest. It's the second largest river in the United States, and the stretch that flows through the Hanford site is the only free-flowing stretch remaining on the Columbia River. President Clinton designated it a national monument during his presidency. And it's not only important for all the wildlife that depends on it, but also many cities along the Columbia River use it for drinking water, and it's also very important for agriculture. The Department of Ecology's Richland Field Office employs around 60 to 70 people, and those people have a variety of skill sets and educational backgrounds. We employ people like geologists, hydrogeologists, chemists, engineers, permit writers, communications staff, and administrative professionals. We even have a librarian, and our resource center is open to the public by appointment. On a daily basis, you can find people in our office reviewing cleanup documents and providing comments. You can find people in meetings with stakeholders. You can find people visiting the site and doing inspections, and you can also find people planning or holding outreach events. The Department of Ecology addresses community involvement in a number of ways. There are ways that are more traditional and are required by law, actually, under Washington Administrative Code. And those would be holding public comment periods and meetings about important cleanup decisions. But we also realize that Hanford is a very technical subject. And so in order for people to meaningfully engage in public comment periods and meetings, a lot of education needs to go in prior to that. So we put a lot of things online. The EPA, Ecology, and the U.S. Department of Energy all have websites about Hanford. There are a number of ways that people can get information directly delivered to them if they subscribe to it. We have 2 different listservs. We have a Facebook page, and we also have our EcoConnect blog that we post on. When we actually get out into the community, we do that in a number of different ways. We visit classrooms, we go to clubs and organizations, and we also do a lot of projects with students. So we work with their teachers to not only address the learning objectives for the class, but then find ways for the students to learn about Hanford while they're doing that. And students can really be proactive. If they contact one of the agencies and say, I need help with a paper, or I just want to know more about Hanford, we will definitely work with them to find someone to sit down with them and talk, if that's what they want to do, to email them, and just help them become more educated. And the real value of that is then the students become the next generation of people who are knowledgeable about Hanford. And they can pass that information on to their friends and to their family. And we're just really looking to engage the younger generation in every way possible.